Committee. We have attained a quorum consisting of Council President Clark, Councilwoman Reynolds Brown, Councilman Heenan, Councilwoman Sanchez. Ms. Marconi, will you please read the title of the first bill before us, please?
Bill number 170995, an ordinance to amend the Philadelphia zoning maps by changing the zoning designations of certain areas of land located within area bounded by Ridge Avenue, Paoli Avenue, Umbria Street, Fountain Street, Manayunk Avenue, Gate Street, Pechin Street, and Fountain Street.
Thank you. Mr. Gregorski, good morning.
Good morning, Councilman Greenlee, members of the Rules Committee. I'm Marty Gregorski, Division Director with the Development Division of the Philadelphia City Planning Commission. I'm here to testify on Bill number 170995, which was introduced in the City Council on November 16th, 2017 by Councilmember Jones. This bill is intended for corrective remapping purposes and advancement of the goals and recommendations of the Lower Northwest District Plan, specifically to remap to match the prevailing use, lot size, and/or width, to reduce the allowable density in areas with insufficient infrastructure and environmental constraints, and to remove obsolete industrial zoning. The Planning Commission staff worked closely with Councilmember Jones' staff, as well as the leadership of the Ridge Park Civic Association on this remapping. Public meeting was held to present the proposed changes on September 12, 2017. Philadelphia City Planning Commission considered Bill number 170995 at its meeting of December 12, 2017, and recommended it for approval. And I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for Mr. Gregorski on this bill? Seeing none, anyone else here to testify on this bill? Seeing none, for the record, we have written testimony from Marlene Schleffler, Vice President of Ridge Park Civic Association, in support of this bill, and she also has, in that same written testimony, is also on the next bill that we'll be hearing. Again, no one else here to testify on this bill. Ms. Marconi, please read the title of our next one, please.
Bill number 170996, an ordinance to amend the Philadelphia zoning maps by changing the zoning designations of certain areas of land located within area bounded by Henry Avenue, Valley Avenue, Domino Lane North, Ridge Avenue, Harmon Road, Fowler Street, Domino Lane, Silver Street Extended, Parker Avenue, Pechin Street Extended, Fountain Street, Pechin Street, and Hermitage Avenue.
Good morning, Councilman Greenlee, members of the Rules Committee. I'm Marty Gregorski with the Philadelphia City Planning Commission. This bill amends the zoning maps in the area described. The bill is intended for corrective remapping purposes and advancement of the goals and recommendation of the Lower Northwest District Plan, specifically create new walkable mixed-use nodes at Ridge and Fountain and Ridge and Parker, direct new multifamily housing construction to Ridge Avenue, maintain auto-oriented commercial node at Ridge and Domino, remap to match the prevailing use, lot size, and/or width, and to reduce the allowable density on properties with locally significant buildings. Planning Commission staff has worked closely with Councilmember Jones' staff, as well as the leadership of the Ridge Park Civic Association and Roxborough Development Corporation on this remapping. Public meeting was held to present the proposed changes on September 12, 2017. Philadelphia City Planning Commission considered Bill number 170996 at its meeting of December 12, 2017, and recommended it for approval, and I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you, sir. Any questions for Mr. Gregorski on this bill? Seeing none, anyone else wants to testify on Bill number 170996? Again, as I stated earlier, we have written testimony in support of the bill from Marlene Schleffler of the Ridge Park Civic Association, and also from James Harry Calamia, I'm sorry, of the Roxborough Development Corporation, both in support of the bill. No one else here to testify? Thank you very much. Ms. Marconi, our next bill, please.
Bill number 171002, an ordinance to amend the Philadelphia zoning maps by changing the zoning designations of certain areas of land located within area bounded by Kensington Avenue, Adams Avenue, Laper Street Extended, Frankfort Creek, Castor Avenue, Wyoming Avenue, G Street, and Erie Avenue, all under certain terms and conditions.
Good morning, I'm Marty Gregorski with the Philadelphia City Planning Commission. I'm here to testify on Bill number 171002, which was introduced in the City Council on November 16, 2017 by Councilmember Quiones Sanchez. Bill number 170 amends the zoning maps in the area described. The bill rezones a portion of the Juniata neighborhood. The goals include correctly rezoning single-family row house blocks to RSA 5 residential single-family attached, correctly zoning parks and recreation spaces to SPPOA, active parks and open space, upzoning blocks near the Erie-Torresdale Market Frankford Line station to encourage higher density development, and rezoning blocks on the eastern edge of the Hunting Park East Industrial District to ICMX Industrial Commercial Mixed Use to acknowledge the conversion of buildings to non-industrial activities. City Planning Commission at its meeting of December 12, 2017, considered Bill Number 171002 and recommended it for approval, and I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Any questions for Mr. Gregorski on this bill? Seeing none. Anyone else here to testify on Bill Number 171002? Seeing none, thank you. Ms. Marconi, our next bill, please.
Bill number 171003, an ordinance to amend the Philadelphia zoning maps by changing the zoning designations of certain areas of land located within an area bounded by Allegheny Avenue, 2nd Street, Lehigh Avenue, and 6th Street, all under certain terms and conditions.
Good morning, I'm Marty Gregorski with the Philadelphia City Planning Commission. I'm here to testify on Bill Number 171003, which was introduced in the City Council on November 16, 2017, by Councilmember Keonis Sanchez. Bill Number 171003 amends the zoning maps in the area described, and the bill rezones a portion of the Fair Hill neighborhood. The goals include correctly rezoning and preserving single-family row house blocks as RSA 5 residential single-family attached, upzoning blocks on North 5th Street to encourage higher density development and increase commercial capacity along the commercial corridor, rezoning industrial blocks to ICMX, industrial commercial mixed use, to encourage the reuse of industrial buildings to lighter industrial and/or non-industrial activities, and directing multifamily density along 5th Street and other transit corridors. The City Planning Commission at its meeting of December 12, 2017, recommended Bill Number 171003 for approval, and I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Gregorski. I understand there will be an amendment to this bill, which will be some technical changes in the zoning map.
Minor map changes,
Yes,
correct?
and that will be offered at the committee meeting. Any questions? No? Anybody else to testify on Bill Number 171003? Seeing none. Thank you. Ms. Marconi, our next bill, please.
Bill number 171128, an ordinance to amend the Philadelphia zoning maps by changing the zoning designations of certain areas of land located within an area bounded by Moore Street, 6th Street, McClellan Street, and 7th Street.
Good morning, Marty Gregorski with the Philadelphia City Planning Commission. I'm here to testify on Bill Number 171128, which was introduced in the City Council on December 14, 2017, by Councilmember Squilla. Bill Number 171128 amends the Philadelphia zoning maps in the area described. This bill rezones almost the entire block bounded by 6th Street, Moore Street, 7th Street, and McClellan Street, repositioning a site formerly dominated by industrial use to residential use. The site is rezoned from CMX2, neighborhood commercial mixed use, to RM1, residential multifamily on the north side, and RSA 5, residential single family attached on the south side. The remapping is consistent with the recommendations of Phila 2035 citywide vision and the South District Plan. The Philadelphia City Planning Commission considered Bill Number 171128 at its meeting of January 16, 2018, and recommended it for approval, and I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
All right, thank you, sir. Any questions for Mr. Gregorski on this bill? Seeing none. Anyone else here to testify on Bill Number 171128? Seeing none. That good feeling from the Eagles is left over. Everybody's getting along. This is great. Ms. Marconi, our next bill, please.
Bill number 171129, an ordinance adopting an amendment to the Articles of Incorporation of the South Street Head House District of Philadelphia to extend the terms of that authority, all under certain terms and conditions. And Bill number 171130, an ordinance approving the plan, estimated costs, and proposed method of assessment and charges of the South Street Head House District of Philadelphia for and concerning business improvements and administrative services to the eastern South Street and Head House areas of the City of Philadelphia, all under certain terms and conditions.
Thank you. Please identify yourself. Mr. Murphy, you want to go first? Or? Yeah.
Good morning, Councilman Greenlee and members of the Rules Committee. My name is Dennis Murphy. I'm Director of Commercial Corridor Development for the Commerce Department. I'm testifying in support of Bills 17129 and 17130 to extend the term of the South Street Head House District as a Pennsylvania municipal authority and to approve a new 5-year plan for services and improvements, including costs and the method of assessing property owners. In 1992, property owners and business people along South Street came together to plan and pay for supplemental services and create a business improvement district. In 2001, the district was expanded to include the section of South 4th Street known as Fabric Row. The SSHD provides cleaning and maintenance, safety and crime prevention, marketing and special events, and works to attract new businesses to the district, and works hard to assist the existing businesses within its boundaries. In recent years, the SSHD has implemented lighting upgrades throughout the district, including new pedestrian scale lights on Fabric Row, and secured funding for improvements to the area directly south of the head house shambles for new improvements between Lombard and South Street along 2nd. The proposed legislation will allow the SSHD to continue to provide the services and activities that are critical to maintaining this busy, vibrant commercial district and helping the area adapt to changing shopping patterns and retail trends. The efforts of the SSHD to keep South Street and Fabric Row competitive and successful continue to be critical. This effort deserves our support. Thank you for your consideration, and I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
All right, thank you, Ms. Murphy. Why don't we hear also from Mr. Harris, and then we'll see if there's any questions.
Thank you.
Please.
Good morning, Chairman Greenlee and members of the Rules Committee. I'm pleased to offer my testimony in support of a new plan and budget for the South Street Head House District for calendar years 2018 to 2022, as well as the 10-year extension of the authority until December 31st, 2027. Over the past 25 years, since 1993, South Street Head House District has worked to improve, beautify, support, and bring economic vitality to this historic and important commercial corridor. Philadelphia families and businesses have worked, lived, shopped, and enjoyed the South Street and Fabric Row area for generations. SSHD is home to over 450 businesses, the majority of which are independently owned and operated small businesses. In addition to businesses serving the surrounding neighborhoods, the area also is a regional tourist destination and entertainment district, drawing over 1 million visitors annually with cultural anchors such as the Philadelphia Magic Gardens and the Theater of the Living Arts. The reauthorization, extension, and the plan and budget allows SSHD to continue to serve this complex and multi-stakeholder community through its public safety, economic development, promotional, capital improvement, and public space cleaning efforts. In these times of a changing retail and shopping landscape, the work of SSHD to keep the South Street business area attractive, vibrant, and thriving by championing this commercial corridor is more critical than ever. Over the past 5 years alone, we have overseen the installation of new pedestrian lighting along historic Fabric Row, improved lighting on 11 blocks of South Street, and the initiation of the popular South Street Spring Festival, which will be taking place on May 5th, among many other accomplishments. In the coming years, SSHD intends to complete the Head House Plaza project, initiate a new public arts festival, facilitate additional streetscape improvements, and seek designation as a Keystone Community and National Main Street, all in an effort to bring more business, patrons, and investments to our district. Regarding our approval process, following the requirements of the Municipal Authorities Act of Pennsylvania, on September 11th, 2017, the SSHD mailed a formal notice of a public hearing, a copy of the proposed plan and budget, information on how to object, and estimated charges for 2018 to 2022 to all property owners within our boundaries. The South Street Head House District also mailed the proposed plan and budget to all commercial tenants and business owners located in properties within the SSHD boundaries. The plan and budget was also advertised and made available through our website and through our newsletters. On September 27, 2017, notices of the public hearing were formally published in newspapers of general circulation, specifically the Philadelphia Inquirer and the Philadelphia Free Press University City Review. SSHD held its required public hearing at the Old Pine Community Center, located at 401 Lombard Street, on Wednesday, October 11, 2017, from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. 10 individuals testified in favor of the continuation of the South Street Head House District and its plan and budget. 3 individuals testified in opposition to the plan and budget. In addition, 4 individuals submitted correspondence in support of the SSHD, and those communications of support were read into the public record. A copy of the hearing transcript, including those who testified, can be provided upon request. As of Friday, November 24th, 2017, at the end of the 45-day formal comment period, we had received 2 objection letters from 2 different property owners on 4th Street. A 3rd objection letter was received after the 45-day period from a property owner who owned a single property within the district, but who has subsequently sold that property. The 2 properties which objected within the 45-day period represent 0.267% of the 750 taxable properties within the district and 0.322% of the total assessed value of the SSHD in 2018. These percentages are substantially below the 33% threshold of either objecting property owners or assessed value. Based on this process, as well as the ongoing needs and goals that we have for the South Street Commercial Corridor, we formally and respectfully request City Council's approval of Bills 171, 129, and 171, 130. Thank you.
sir. Are you testifying, or are you just here for support?
This is our Eleanor Brennan, our board chair.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
If you'd like to say anything, or
I just want to say that...
just state your name for the record.
Okay, sorry. Good
That's
morning,
all right.
Chairman Greenlee and members of the Rules Committee. I'm Eleanor Brennan, and I'm the owner of Bus Stop Boutique, a shoe boutique located on 4th Street, Fabric Row. For the past 2 years, I have also served as the chair of the South Street Headhouse District Board of Directors. I've been involved as a member of the board for the past 6 years, and I joined the board because I wanted to be involved in the continued improvement of the business community and the future direction of 4th Street. I believe that for South Street and 4th Street, commercial corridors are important to the immediate neighborhoods and Philadelphia as a whole. This area has a unique collection of small, independently owned businesses, many of which are family-run for many decades. It's also home to new and creative entrepreneurs, featuring many of the best boutiques, style services, retailers, and restaurants in the city. People travel from around the region to come to Fabric Row. South Street is a commercial corridor is confronted with a new retail landscape where bricks and mortar stores compete in an environment of increased online shopping habits. To stay relevant and vibrant, the district needs a champion and a vision on an organization that serves to promote, improve, and reinvent the area to keep it thriving and growing for the good of the business and the community. Over the past several years, SSHD has facilitated 15 storefront improvement grants, promoted the installation of over 100 safe cams on businesses to increase public safety, and has a full calendar of events and festivals to bring thousands of people and visitors to the area. A major accomplishment that was occurred 2 years ago was the successful completion of the much-needed lighting and streetscape improvement along Fabric Row and South Street. With the support and assistance of Councilman Squilla and the city, brilliant new pedestrian and overhead lighting was installed on 6 blocks of 4th Street, as well as the new white LED lamps installed on 11 blocks of South Street. The impact has been profound and transformational. Our work is not done, and we're in a time of transition and of aligning the area for an economically healthy and sustained future. We are working with property owners to help them find good business tenants and fill vacant storefronts. We help businesses before, during, and after their openings. We are undertaking additional public space improvements and beautification projects, such as the Head House Plaza project and our new planned Mural Arts Festival. For all these reasons and more, as representatives of the business and owner community, the South Street Head House District Board finds important value in the continuation of the work and this organization. We appreciate the assistance of the city in our efforts and respectfully request your support in reauthorizing the South Street Head House District and approving its plan and budget. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you all for your testimony. Record will please reflect Councilman Taubenberger, a member of the committee, is present. And Mr. Harris, I'm glad you pointed out, because oftentimes some of these bids have to be held over, but that time frame has already been done, so we can move these bills if the committee sees fit today. And I know Councilman Squill is a strong supporter, and I'm familiar with that area. You all do a great job down there.
Thank you.
Am I right to assume those couple people that oppose? I know there's always somebody that opposes these because they just don't want to spend any more money. Is that basically the?
That was basically it.
Yeah.
Two individual property owners
Sure.
felt that that they have enough taxes and didn't
Right.
want to pay the bid. But the other 748 did not oppose. So.
Okay. And we have found in the past, even some folks who oppose these originally find that they serve purposes as time goes on, you know.
We try very hard to be value add
No, I understand.
to the area.
Councilwoman Quinones Sanchez?
That was going to be my question, were these two new owners or previous owners, and, what were their reasoning for not?
Candidly, they were on 4th Street, and when the district was expanded in 2002, they were opposed to the expansion in 2002, and simply
So you're just
were
being
reaffirming
consistent.
that opposition 16 years later.
Okay, thank you.
Well, they're consistent. You got to give them credit. Any other questions? Seeing none, thank you all very much. Again, thank you for the work you do down there.
Well, thank you very much.
Important area of the city. Yeah.
Please come down and visit us and take a tour.
I've been
and
there.
I know, and I want you to come back and anytime we'll host and showcase the district for you. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you. And want to recognize Vice Chairman Squilla has showed up.
Good morning, Councilman.
Right on time. First of all, I want to thank you for all the effort and work that's been put into this. And, we do go through this challenge every so often, and it's not an easy process. So I appreciate all the work that you and your team has done along working with Commerce to make this happen, and looking forward to completing the process and being successful to make sure that we be able to continue the good work that you're doing. So thank you. I just wanted to say that as we move forward and hopefully see this to fruition.
Thank you, Councilman. We
Good.
appreciate
Thank
your
you.
support
Thank you,
and
Councilman.
everyone's support on our efforts. Thank you.
Again, thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else here to testify on these two bills, 171129 and 171130? Seeing none. Ms. Marconi, our next bill, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bill number 180075, an ordinance to amend the Philadelphia zoning maps by changing the zoning designations of certain areas of land located within an area bounded by Ashton Road, Old Ashton Road, Welsh Road, Axe Factory Road, Winchester Avenue, Home Avenue, and Home Circle.
Good morning, Mr. Gregorski again.
Good morning, Councilman Greenlee, members of the Rules Committee. Marty Gregorski with the Philadelphia City Planning Commission. I'm here to testify on Bill number 180075, which was introduced in the City Council on February 1st, 2018 by Councilmember Heenan. Bill number 180075 amends the Philadelphia zoning maps in the area described. The bill is intended for corrective remapping purposes consistent with the recommendations of the Far Northeast District Plan, specifically to match the existing uses and encourage appropriate development. Planning Commission staff has worked closely with Councilmember Heenan's staff, as well as the leadership of the Home Circle Civic Association on this remapping. A public meeting was held to present the proposed changes on September 28, 2017. Philadelphia City Planning Commission considered Bill number 180075 at its meeting of February 20th, 2018, and recommended it for approval. And I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Gregorski. Any questions for Mr. Gregorski on this bill? Seeing none, anyone else here to testify on Bill number 180075? Seeing none, Ms. Marconi, our final bill today, please.
Bill number 180005, an ordinance to amend the Philadelphia zoning maps by changing the zoning designations of certain areas of land located within an area bounded by Ullage Street, 53rd Street, Moore Street, and George's Lane.
Good morning, I'm Marty Gregorski with the Philadelphia City Planning Commission. I'm here to testify on Bill number 180005, which was introduced by Councilmember Jones on January 25th of this year. Bill number 180005 amends the zoning maps in the area described. This bill rezones the land of the former Bieber Middle School in Winfield neighborhood from RSA 5 residential single-family attached to CMX 3 commercial mixed use. The developer, Ironstone, is in active discussions with the council member and the community to include active recreation and group medical uses on this site. This zoning change will help facilitate the redevelopment of the vacant school building by allowing the proposed recreational and group medical uses. This remapping is consistent with the recommendations of Phil 2035 Citywide Vision and the West Park District Plan recommendations to find an appropriate reuse for the vacant Bieber Middle School in Winfield. The Philadelphia City Planning Commission considered Bill number 180005 at its meeting of February 20th of this year and recommended it for approval, and I'd be happy to answer any questions at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Gregorski, and I understand Councilman Jones and his staff have been working on this, and looks like it's going to be something that's certainly beneficial to the overall community. Any questions for Mr. Gregorski on this bill? Seeing none, please, is there anyone else here who wants to testify on Bill 180005? You want, please. Please identify yourself and proceed.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Jason Friedland, and I'm partner at Ironstone Real Estate Companies. My company is the buyer for the Bieber Winfield School Annex at 1818 North 53rd Street. Councilman Jones asked me to testify briefly as to our plan for the currently vacant site. Our goal is to redevelop the property into a viable commercial use and community recreational use. This 20,000 square foot former school includes a number of large classrooms and a gymnasium. We have spoken with the councilman and key community stakeholders, and our goal is to find an operator who can use the gym to provide recreational and educational services for community youth. Based on their input, we have already spoken to programs involving youth basketball and weightlifting. These uses are not permitted in the current zoning. Active recreation at this property requires CMX3 zoning. The Bieber Winfield Annex has been vacant for approximately 15 years and is encumbered by structural and environmental deficiencies. We will continue to solicit input from Councilman Jones and the neighborhood stakeholders as we work to fill the building with the right users.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Any questions? Mr. Councilman Zauberberger.
Just a quick question and only an approximation, so I get a feel for the age of the school. When was that built, that school, approximately?
You know, I'm not quite sure. There seem to be two parts to the building, so it looks like the original building may date back to the 1950s.
Okay.
I think it may have been a synagogue originally.
Oh, really?
And then there was kind of a brick annex attached to it, but I'm not sure of the original date.
Gotcha. Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Reynolds Brown?
Good morning, good morning. Can you share with us what other stakeholders, community stakeholders you've had a chance to sit down with and what some of their thoughts, ideas, and possibilities might be?
So we had a meeting at Councilman Jones' regional office on
Yes.
Winfield Avenue, and this was a while ago. This was before we had the property under agreement.
Sure.
In that meeting, there were several people, so I apologize for not remembering
No
all their
worries.
names right now. There were a few adjacent neighbors.
Okay.
One woman in particular who has taken care of the outside basketball court for years and years and years. There was a ward leader present, and I apologize, there were about 12 people in the meeting.
Okay. Are there any green grass around that building at all?
Yes, so there's the building itself along 53rd. The topography is a little interesting in that it's kind of on a hill. So currently there's a basketball court, which our intention is to keep that as an outdoor basketball court.
Great.
And there's some room for parking. And the site doesn't have a ton of visibility, so it's sort of an unusual site for redevelopment.
Yeah, it is.
But like I said, we've reached out to youth basketball and weightlifting so far, and there seems to be interest. And then our goal is to find a commercial use that will work, that will kind of complement the recreational use.
Sure.
And that's our goal.
Sure. Okay, then. Thank you very much for your testimony.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. Anyone else here to testify on bill number 180005? Seeing none, that completes the hearing of the Rules Committee, and we will momentarily go into a meeting of that committee. Okay, that momentarily has ended. This is the meeting of the Rules Committee, and the chair recognizes Councilman Squilla.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the amendment to Bill Number 171003.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the amendment is approved. Now, Councilman Squilla on the list of bills.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move the Bill Number 170995, 170996, 171002, 171003 as amended, 171128, 180075, 171129, and 171130. And lastly, Bill Number 180005 be set forth with the suspension of rules to be read at the next council session.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, the bills as read by Councilman Squilla are reported out as committee with a favorable recommendation with the proper amendment on the one bill, and the rules of council have been suspended to allow for first reading at our next session of council. That completes the meeting of the Committee on Rules, and thank you everyone for your participation.